Any word on Daxter and Jay Sean? Are they going to play in this game?
Dak's been in class all day. I haven't seen Jay Sean yet.
Without them, what would be the biggest difference going up against a team like Oklahoma?
Our lack of depth. It's hard to play the way we play without having depth, and we're down without those guys. That leaves JC, Tariq, and Tavon pretty much.
It's never easy, is it?
Doesn't seem to be.
You said last game some of your guys didn't necessarily have the foot speed to stay in front of their guards. Do you think you match up better there? And does that limit a little bit more the penetrating kick and worry about their three-point shooting?
Well, they've been the best in the country at it. That's probably, from what I understand, Cousins got a chance to play in the league. Buddy Hield, without a question, will play in the league. And Woodard's had a terrific year. So that's, I don't know, is there three better guards anywhere? If they are, I don't know where they are. So we got to work that out for us.
As you've gotten more of a look at Tavon here recently, what have you seen from him, and how has he kind of responded to this, challenge that's been thrown at him?
He wants to play. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. He wants to play. He's been a terrific teammate. There's been games he hadn't got in, games he got in for just a minute. I took him out when we kind of started to not play very well at Texas, and to get Tariq and, well, actually it's when they started pressing, and Nate turned it over once, and we should have about turned it over another time, to get another guy on the floor with some experience and some size. And he was, he came out, I'm like, I got you, you're going to go back in. And he said, Coach, I'm good, let's just win. He's had a great attitude.
It was like you guys were one of the few to frustrate Hield the first time around a little bit. What was behind that? How were you guys able to do that?
I got 17. I didn't know that we frustrated him all that much. You've got to be there on the catch. You can't. He's got a really quick release, and where he's going to be. He's going to be on the left side of the floor. But they got us on offensive rebounds and kickbacks to him. We've got to do a better job of one rebounding the ball and two staying with him until we have possession of the ball. But we're just going to try to stay as close as we can to him and make everything hard.
How have you seen his game kind of grow since you guys first played him 4 years ago?
I think his ball skills are so much better now. He's gotten much better at finishing around the rim. He finishes with both hands. A lot of people, you can push them left and they have a hard time finishing. He may finish as well with his left hand as he does his right.
With Tavon in your lineup, do you have to make changes in philosophy, or is he a guy that you can feel comfortable plugging in there and keep doing what you want to do?
He doesn't have the experience that those other guys have, and so when things change, we were bothering them a little bit with the pressure early, and then they changed their setup, and we hadn't gone over that as much as obviously we went over what we thought they would start in, and we didn't get near as much pressure, and to a large degree it was him and Issa.
Right.
But that's just having something to draw from, experience to draw from, and they obviously don't have it.
Saw this Oklahoma team get upset by Texas Tech the other day, kind of reaffirming just the depth all around in this conference. What's it like coaching in a conference where every game is just so dangerous you can't overlook anyone?
It's hard. It's the hardest league I've ever coached in, because there's no bottom. And I've been fortunate, I've coached in some great leagues, but leagues generally are top heavy, and then you have bottom people that generally don't find their way into the NCAA tournament, into really conference consideration. And this league's a lot different. I mean, somebody say, well, maybe Oklahoma State didn't have as good a year. Well, take away their two best players, which they haven't had their two best players for the majority of the conference season, or almost all the conference season. And who's going to maybe take Cousins and Buddy Hield away from Oklahoma, or take Mason and Ellis, away from Kansas? How good are they? So it's a great league, top to bottom. I think people are probably saying now if Texas Tech gets to 8 wins, they're going to get in. That'd be like 18 wins or something like that for them. So that's 70% of the league. That's never ever happened in the history of college basketball. It's never happened. So it's a great league. It's got great coaches. 60% of the coaches are coached in the Final Four. Where do you have that? So the answer is it's hard.
What kind of effect do you think that ringer, the conference play ringer everyone has to go through, is going to have going into the NCAA tournament this season?
Well, I think it hurt the league a year ago. I think Iowa State going through that and then getting upset by UAB. I think if you look at it, and I think the advantage that we had was Gary and Wani were rested. And Wani had the ball the majority of the time against Buffalo. He had the ball the majority of the time against Maryland. So, I mean, I think in a crazy way, it may have helped us.
Coach, how much are you looking forward to this ceremony with Hot Rod and the statue being revealed?
That would be a whole lot better if Rod was here, obviously. I know how much it would have meant to him. But it's great to have. Anytime Jerry comes back, it's a special day. And this statue for Rod, and, Ken's contribution to it's going to be a special day.
We're talking about Juwan and Gary being rested. He almost kind of essentially setting things up the same way this year with Page and.
I'm not the one who stepped on his foot, Justin.
Well, I understand that, but essentially the situations are.
Go talk to Nate Adrian about that. That wasn't me. That was Nate. I didn't want to. We didn't want that, obviously. I don't think they'll be out to the extent. Jay-Sean sprained it pretty good, but not near as bad as Gary did. He didn't have Rico Gathers fall on him like Gary did. And, and Wani, we pretty much thought he was done. So I think it's a lot different.